So again, it's a rainy day, but it's not pouring it down. It just slight drizzle, so it's not a big problem. Today is the final stage of the middle section from Reeth to Richmond, and I'm joined by Dr. Graham Poval. What are your thoughts about today, Graham? Do you think it's going to rain heavily?
Yeah, after an hour or two we're going to get drenched.
Oh dear, oh dear. And this is where I spent the night, a very traditional, I know it's traditional because no windows or doors are straight, the King's Arms, dating from, as it says, 1734. And Graham stayed at the Black Bull, which is a relative junior, and I can't see the date, but it's not 1734, I think it's probably 1736, something like that. This is another lovely little bridge coming out of town, and there's plenty of water in the stream this morning. This is all the rain coming down from the moor on top, and we only have this nasty little piece on the road with the cars going past us and trying to knock us over. We turn right onto the path quite shortly, and then we should get our peace and quiet, and that's exactly how this day's walk is described. Woods, pastures, streams, nature at its true best. Wow, look at this. This is a lot of water. Further up, this is just a brook that you can actually walk through. Wow, this is the Swale, and this is the dale of the Swale. It's a lovely sight despite the rain and everything. We're at the counter. And she did explain to me why she was there. I can't remember what the reason was. So this is another priory that Henry VIII had his beady eyes on, and apparently he did a very good job of knocking this down. So a couple of windows left, and apart from that, hardly a stone standing on another. And sheep where the priors and the monks and people like that used to walk. The one in Richmond is actually better preserved, much bigger. We'll see it today possibly. Very nice. And we're now going through lovely meadows, buttercups and lush, thick grass. Very wet, of course. And you can see from the horizon where we've come from. We're now going down to a brook delineated by strings of trees, and we're going through lots of these little cavity gates in the walls, in the dry stone walls. Wonderful things, but I wonder why they're so narrow. I mean, big people can't get through. I have a problem getting through. They're so narrow, the gates. Dandelions, daisies here.
You've got fat legs, you're never going through this one.
No?
Oh, God.
Good heavens, how do big people get through here? And it's difficult to step over. Was it the knees? It's all in the stream because, of course, all of the rain. Typical Dale stream. Sheep are enjoying the weather. And it looks like we're on the road again after crossing endless fields. Looks like the rain's slowing down. A beautiful view over there. There's a dale, a different dale. It's not Swale Dale, I wouldn't have thought. And coming up to a village. And we're hoping there's going to be a little cafe serving pots of tea. So, idyllic, next to a stream, bend in the stream. We're leaving the road again now. Well, actually we're not leaving the road, we're going on to another road. And getting brighter. Could have some fine patches this afternoon. It does say Richmond 6, but I don't think it's 6 for walkers. Coast to coast, go left. And it says Reeth 6. That is probably just about right. So this is a lovely little church, St Edmund's. And interestingly, and I can't remember seeing a church before that was like this, where every pew is a separate booth. So normally one booth, one family. The churches that I know that have this generally, it's the more prosperous family. There'll be 3 or 4 booths, and the prosperous family will sit there. But this, the whole church is a separate booth. Oh my goodness. For the kids as well. Oh, what a discovery. Very nice pulpit, shape of an eagle. My goodness, what a find. Now all I would like to see is the list of vicars from the, I think it's there, from the 1100s onwards. Do you see the list of vicars? Oh, it looks like they don't have one. They have the war memorials, of course, but I'm afraid no list. I guess these were very ancient vicars of the church. But good. So now we'll have our snack, 60p each, and a cup of tea. We brought the tea with us. So this is St Edmund's, and typical lovely church, country churchyard. Very generous headstones and tombs, castellated for no reason whatsoever. There's no protection against anything. And the sundial. Oh. But that hasn't been used for 500 years. And some very old carving above the windows, and a date there, that particular window, 1683. Amazing. Pastures. They're lovely. I love buttercups, even though they're so common. They're all over the place in summer, buttercups. They shine. You put them under your chin and your chin shines. Lovely things. I can hear the river, and it's moderately warm, and it's not raining. Still quite a bit of water moving down this stream. Thank you. It doesn't look much, but it feels very sturdy. So does this. Sheep, sheep, and more sheep all over the place, except on restaurant tables, of course. Another fine field, and it's certainly not flat. Woods, and currently no rain, no sun either, but it's fine, and it's bright and possibly getting brighter. Let's see what the afternoon's got in store. And it probably doesn't come out on this film, but that in the cleft of trees, that tower, we strongly believe is Richmond. It's not that far away. And nearby, first of all, the sound of the chiff chaff, chiff chaff, chiff chaff. Can you hear it? No, he's stopped. And gorse, lovely, bright yellow. It almost makes you forget the raindrops. And there's something up there. I wonder if that's a suburb of Richmond over there, you know. One of the ribbon developments along a road. And presumably down the valley there, that's the Swale, which we can just about hear. So here we are in Richmond, end of the walk, end of 4 wet days, 4 lovely days, but 4 wet days. It's probably still a good half hour's walk into the centre, but we've made it without flagging, without falling away.
Rubber guard pulled in. I reckon there's probably a table for them now.
There's one behind you, but it's not for 4, is it?
Oh, no.
This is French Gate, where the B&B that I stayed last year is, and also the hotel where I stayed last night. If you look at the walls, if you look at the windows, if you look at the different style of houses, it's an indication of, and as is also the name, French Gate, indication of the age and the history of the place. There's the castle tower up there, and I'm going for a walk in this direction through the churchyard. There's a very nice church down here, and you will see in the distance lovely landscape leading down to the abbey, about I think an hour's walk away, something like that. I did do it last year. (1250) Peter Chaplin, 1280 William Clericus, 1316 Nicholas de Curesby, 1317 Thomas Slight. As always, this goes back a long way, 1,000 years. The Church of St Mary's, Richmond, was in existence in 1137. The names of the rectors recorded from 1250. Currently, since 2010, it's John Chambers. So this is it, the other side of the French Gate Hotel. Charming garden. Look at the roadies. I think they're both roadies, the whites and the pinks. It's just the right time of the year. I think they keep going till about July and then they turn back to green. Yes, very pleasant here.